Welcome to Rick's Corner. I'm down here at the firehouse in Venice Beach with a long old-time friend I haven't seen in probably close to 40 years, Emil Gonzales, who used to train down with us in the 70s at the Golden Era. He moved away and up to, where is it?
Santa Rosa,
California. But we've been in touch, and he was down here for the weekend, and he wanted to see me, and I want to talk about old times. And I want to know, because so many people watch Rick's Corner about the Golden Era, what key things do you remember at the beach back then with our training and people that were there? We were talking about Arnold, we were talking about Frank, and all the guys that we trained, but we trained heavy, we trained hard back then.
Oh, well, we did, yeah, we did. Well, we had to, because we didn't have what's around nowadays. Nowadays they have all these machines,
right? And
we just had the freeways, and back then everybody just wanted to, more or less at certain times, depending on it's just kind of like outdo each other.
Yeah, exactly. Right? A little competition going on there.
Between you, especially you, and Franco, of course, and then there's a big Billy Graham superstar.
Yeah, he was down there.
Around. He was incredible with the inclines. I seen him one time when him and they just walk in, him and Franco like that. They just loaded up this is just literally starting at 3:15. It would start at.
I know.
It's right, and then I seen the Billy Graham superstar. I think he finished off at about whatever 5 and change like that. It was just incredible.
Well, we all trained. I know that I always competed with Arnold in the bench press. We were always going up to 400 and 4 1/4 and 450, and I did 455 down at the beach, and I think it kind of like. It was a little bit more than he was doing, and I was a lot lighter than him. But that was just, back then we didn't think about it. We just lifted heavy.
We just did, and of course, again, the competition was there. But then again, it was done on a friendly basis like that.
Yeah.
Everyone was. We would help each other, and push each other along, especially when you guys were competing and the show times would come around. And then Ed Corney would
That's right.
Ed Corney would come down.
Yeah.
Dad come down, and Dave Draper, of course. One of the guys are doing the squats. So there was the connection back there. It was the camaraderie.
I was just going to say that.
Remember.
Yeah.
What I remember is camaraderie like that. Of course, you had your certain individuals like that were in their own worlds.
Right.
Well,
you have that anywhere.
Yeah. You think, you know who they are, and I know who they are like that. But then again. There was always, the humor in it was just incredible like that. Because we were, sometimes, the laughter.
Well, it was a family.
It was, yeah.
We were actually a family.
A family like that, and all different times of the day. You never knew who was going to show up that day.
Right.
At times, everybody had their schedules like that. And there were times we'd go in there, and it was, just be a few guys, and the times we'd go in there, it was just jam-packed.
It was like a second home. If you were out during the day down at the beach walking around, you'd pop in the gym to see who was there, just to say hi. It's like stopping home for a snack. There would always be somebody there we were friends with.
Oh yeah, always, no doubt about that. Like that. The guys, there was the studios, and if the phone wasn't ringing, where would we go to? We go down to the beach, or we go down to where? The Germans,
the Germans restaurant, right?
Germans restaurant,
like the 7-egg omelet for $1.35. That's where we would eat.
Oh yeah, because the connection there was. Wasn't it owned by the German couple?
It was a brother and a sister.
Brother and sister.
And she had hairy armpits. She had hairy armpits. She'd reach over to get the food down. All the hair on the arm would hang out.
And then
that was just part of the delicacy of the onions,
and Arnold, of course, loved to go there. He'd go there like that.
He felt at home.
And that was his home like that. It was the second place.
That's
where,
funny.
They would communicate, because
exactly.
Arnold still had the hard, tough accent there.
Right.
With him like that.
Right.
And when he found out about the restaurant, they found out about him.
Yeah.
Well,
it's funny because you had said the phone on the wall would ring, and like you said, I'd always run and answer it. Because it was the studios. I knew it was a job, and I said we could go out and we get a job. So therefore, it would pay. You make a few bucks, you wouldn't have to work for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you get there, and then the time when they were come in, and they wanted to do this commercial. I think it was for Enforcer Shock or something like that. And it was me and can't recall. It might have been. I don't remember. I want to say maybe Roger Keller was there too like that. And Don was. Don Holworth, I think, was working at the studios also.
He worked at the studios, yeah.
Like that, and what we were all excited because it was, like you said, it was a job.
Yeah.
Something like
Back
that.
then, the day rate I think for SAG was probably about $540 a day. It's up to $800 now. But it still added up with the residuals and all that.
Oh,
you know?
That's great. And we shot there. They told us to be there like at 7 in the morning, like that. And Don Holworth was out. I know that, and these places were like, it was like 3:15. Like 3:15, 3 places. I didn't bust a bar like that. It was 3:15. And the director's talking with us like that, and he wanted to do a lift. Well, I'd lift, and we'd come down like that, and it started in the morning, and when we saw this like that, so somebody, what are you, nuts like that? Or clean a joke like that. We were bodybuilding like that. We were an Olympic lifters like that.
Exactly.
And we said, what are you, nuts like that? We were clean and jerk that like that.
But they weren't real plates, were they?
Well, I'm getting at that like that, because I didn't know about that. None of us guys like that. We almost walked out, in fact. Like that. So you're crazy like that. We're going to get hurt like that, and then we're finished like that. So we almost walked out. I said, no, guys, come on back like that. He said, come on over here like that. Feel the place like that. Well, we went over there, and I felt there were wooden plates.
Yeah.
Wooden plates like
balsa
that.
wood.
Oh, is that what they were?
Yeah.
Oh,
probably weighed about 5 pounds.
Hey, it was. I mean, they looked so authentic like that. I couldn't believe it like that. And of course, I think Don Holworth was there, and he was putting it together. He said, and we lifted all day like that. And finally, I couldn't sweat anymore. I could not sweat anymore. And then they come with the spray bottles like that, and we got there like around. Oh gosh, before it must have been like 7 in the morning, and the setup, and we're waiting and sitting and getting up like that, and we're doing our moves like that. And finally, we couldn't sweat anymore, and they wanted more sweat like that because they wanted to capture.
They spray it on you.
They wanted to capture, capture the spray, and they come out. Then they came out with the spray bottles like that.
The thing I remember about movies back then, anything we ever did, because we always had to be in posing briefs, and it was always on a cold day. And it's always outside, and you guys got to, you show your muscles, and then they'd spray you down with a water bottle, and the breeze would come up, and you'd freeze to death. I say, I want to do one roll where I can wear a sweatshirt and a beanie, so I'm freezing my ass off out here because I'm a bodybuilder, and they're going to spray me down. But you brought along a bunch of vintage T-shirts that we went through, and I'll put those up along with this interview. I'll put snapshots of some of the Gold's Gym and World Gym designs, and Ed Giuliani and Dave Draper, which is really fascinating to me, and I'm going to show them on the show. But you had also mentioned something about Fat Albert. Let's briefly this story about you and Arnold in the college.
Well, back then, what was that, early 70s. I don't remember the exact year, but I know, and we were in our early 20s, I believe it was like that before. And this class had come up, some kind of nutrition class, and I found out about it, and lo and behold, Arnold found out about it too, and we both found out they were taking the same class. So we'd go in there. I think I would pick him up in the mornings when he lived in Santa Monica.
Right.
Santa Monica over there.
15th and Broadway, I think so.
I think he wasn't driving. I said something about. I think that was the time we had a knee injury.
Right.
A knee injury like that. So I'd pick him up, and here we are, going to class. It's like it was like Mutt and Jeff going on there like that. I mean, we're sitting next to each other like that, like we're sitting right now back then. They're the same size, and I was like that. And, coming into his own like that, and I was involved in powerlifting, and. So I remember that the instructor, he or she at the time says, we had this project subject, and pick your own subject, and we want you to give like a 5-minute talk on it, on nutrition. So I'm thinking, well, what the hell can I do? How do I have a display, something to show like that as I'm talking? And I ran into you at the gym, and I recall. I asked you I said, Rick, I need a poster, a picture of somebody with a belly, a gut, or something like that, and just hanging out, a side profile. And you asked me, I said, well, do you want muscles on him like that? And I said, no, I just want a gut on him, or some kind of a body like that, or whatever. And then you blurted out, oh yeah, I can do a Fat Albert.
So that's what I did.
So that's what you did. Wow. I did, and I got that. You took photos, and I've had that thing for decades.
Well, I'll tell you, it's amazing because I haven't seen you in all these years, and when I saw you, you haven't changed one bit. And I think that training and diet and health attributes to long life and also keeping our youth.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind that if it wasn't for getting involved which of course nowadays is called, the fitness industry,
Yeah.
health, like that. But back then it was just a matter of the ego thing,
Right, of course.
stand out.
But we learned a lot.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
And what we learned back then was like everything that's happening today originated from down at the beach or at the Gold's Gym.
Well, it's back to basics. Basics
the
work.
The basics like that. And people ask me today when I tell them like that, I say, of course, back then it was Emil, and nowadays it's Emilio like that. And they would say, "Emilio, how old are you?" That's it. I get a really good feeling.
Well, I changed my name too, by the way. People say, "Are you Rick Drasin?" I said, "No, I used to be. I'm Frank Sinatra now."
I see the resemblance.
Of course, yeah.
And he did it my
right,
well,
he did it my way.
You did, and you did.
Yeah.
You did. And they say, how old are you? They see me in the gym, the things that I do, and what I really enjoy about it like that. And I don't know what it is, but I almost have to do it, because if I don't, I have the sense of, if that kid gets injured, and I walk by and I see it like that,
right, yeah.
When I could have prevented it like that, and I see things. When I see things nowadays like that, I see more kids or young bodybuilders or things like that, but they still do things. The methods are still not there.
Yeah.
That I see, the machines are great. But what I see on the machines, a lot of individuals, they don't read the information that's on the machines.
No, they kind of go crazy. Well, I put up a webpage where I personal trained people from the 70s. I mean, I have the knowledge of what we did back then, and I offered it on the internet now that you can sign up for my training course, which runs $200 a month, full routines for your own body and your diet and all that. Well, same thing we did back in the 70s, because those things actually work for us.
Oh, yeah.
And we didn't need the drugs to do it. It did with what we did. I mean, the drugs enhance things, but that's not the answer. It's just the idea that you train hard, you eat right, and you get results.
And the result, and it's, of course, and the hours and times.
Yeah, the hours and times, but not overtrained.
And not over, and that, I'm glad you hit on that point like that. I see that day in and day out.
Yeah.
Day in and out. There's young guys and on the gals too now.
Yeah.
Back then there was what, just.
In our gym?
In our gym.
There were two girls.
Debbie,
and another one.
And,
that was it.
And the one on the beach.
Heidi. That was it.
Of
two
course,
girls
Heidi.
in the whole gym.
Of course, Heidi. But I see that day in and day out. And it's getting better. But
yeah.
But because we're from that era.
Yeah.
Of course, we see the way you got these trainers out there.
I've been on the whole thing on that one.
Have you?
Yeah. Oh my God. Texting and talking on the phone while their clients are training.
And sometimes of course, and they're paying these clients are paying good money.
You didn't have trainers in the gym back then.
These trainers, and I go by and as trainers, and again, that's what they're doing, and nothing against the trainers like that, but I think we knew just a little bit more than what's
the trainers. Many of them don't even look like they train, but from the knowledge we had back then, that's the key to the training.
The motivation that was there. We would push each other, regardless of if we were competing against each other or not like that.
Yeah.
If we knew that somebody was getting ready for example, if somebody was getting ready for a show,
yeah,
like that, and we knew he was, if I knew or he was in the gym like that, I'd say, good, do it fine like that. You motivate him. Like, you can do it. You can do it like that, and you're looking good. And maybe pick out a few little pointers like that.
Yeah.
And it was appreciated then.
Yeah.
It was appreciated, like
Definitely.
that. Hey, Emil, how is this? How is that? Like that. But I don't know. It's been some time. But you mentioned that this, nowadays to some of the young guys like that, and then they take it, the wrong way.
Yeah, I know.
As you're criticizing them instead of.
You're only trying to help.
And you're only trying to help, and that's where we came from. Like that.
Exactly. Well, those days will never be duplicated again. They're here and they're gone, and that's the end of it. But I try to keep it alive with Rick's Corner and bringing people on like you that we can talk about it, because the audience wants to hear what happened back then and provide them with that information, because I think I'm the last one around that's going to be doing this anymore. And so they can keep these videos in their archives and look at them 10, 20 years from now when I'm 106. And probably still doing it.
And probably, yeah. Probably so too. I told my wife, I said, when my time comes, just make sure I got my gym stuff in there. And I got a membership and stuff like that.
And my protein.
And my protein.
Well, I want to thank you for doing this for me, because this is great, running back into you again and talking about the old days of bodybuilding and the golden era. And I will bring you more on Rick's Corner. And thank you, Emilio, for being on here, and thank you, people, for watching, because Rick's Corner is going to be back with more info from you from the past of the golden era of bodybuilding, the good old days. And thanks for watching.
And keep watching.